Eighth graders, this is our very last example. I think it should say actually example 5 because we just got done with example 4. So you can change that on your notes and just type that in or handwrite it in. Example 5. Now we're going to do an application problem. We've been finding the degree of monomials, finding the degree of polynomials. We've classified. Now we're going to apply some knowledge here. So here's our situation. We've got a firework is launched from a platform 6 feet above the ground at a speed of 200 feet per second. The firework has a 5-second fuse. All that means is when they light it, it won't immediately explode. It'll take 5 seconds for it to explode. So that's why you want to light it and then send it up as quick as possible, because 5 seconds later, it's booyah, okay? The height of the firework in feet is given by the polynomial negative 16t squared plus 200t plus 6. And I'm going to give a bonus if you can classify that polynomial for me. If you can do that, I'm going to give you a couple points there. So feel free to look back in your notes and jot down in some open space on your paper the classification of that particular polynomial. I'm not going to give any hints, okay? So here's our polynomial, negative 16t squared plus 200t plus 6. T means time in seconds. So how high will the firework be when it explodes? So the idea is we light it, we launch it, and 5 seconds later it's going to explode, okay, because it's a 5-second fuse. So some of you are probably like, I'm not sure I know how to solve this problem. They didn't give me enough information. They did give you enough information. What you're plugging in is this information that they gave you right here, which is we need to know the time of the fuse. The time of the fuse is 5 seconds, so that's T. T equals 5, because that's how long the fuse is. So in your calculator, this is what I need you to do, is type in negative 16 times 5 squared plus 200 times 5 plus 6. Now practice keying that in and let me know. Write it down. I'm going to give you a second to write down what you think the answer is. Okay, I just keyed it in to give you some time. Did you get 606? This is how many feet the firework will be off the ground when it finally explodes, okay? So that's the answer to the question. Always go back and make sure you've answered the question. How high, so that's height in feet, how high will the firework be when it explodes? It's going to be 606 feet off the ground, okay? Now here's another one. Another firework, also with a 5-second fuse, that's important, is launched from the same platform at a speed of 400 feet per second, so it's actually launching faster. Its height is given by the polynomial negative 16t squared plus 400t plus 6. How high will this firework be when it explodes? So remember, what are you plugging in for t? Right, 5 seconds. That's your time. So we're going to plug in negative 16 times 5 squared plus 400 times 5 plus 6. So crunch those numbers in your calculator. I'm going to give you a second to do that. All right, what did you guys get as your answer? I got 1,606 feet. That's how high it will be in the air before it explodes. This is 5 seconds after it's been lit. Okay, that's it. That's all you needed to do was take the polynomial and be able to plug a number into it and come up with an answer. So hopefully that made a lot of sense and you understood where all the numbers came from. All right, bring your questions to class tomorrow. Thanks for listening.